that you've happened or been through in your life has led you to this moment.
Meant to happen.
It's led me to here today because I had to go through that to experience this DMT.
There's no station like this station. thehubproject.com. thehubproject.com. It's a must.
What we call DMT. And I brought a couple of my friends along with me who've been hearing me on my journey. They've been a major part of my journey, to be fair. And we're just going to break down what brought us to this DMT and what effect it's had on us.
Well, the DMT's been the best thing I've ever discovered. Someone woke me up on a serious level, mate. 2 years ago we was fucked. Oh,
introduce yourself.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong. 2 years ago, I would never have imagined thinking, feeling, experience anything like this in my life. I didn't even know this was real. This could be possible, mate. Like, it's life-changing, fucking unreal. But you got to get to that point. I was, like I said, drinking, boozing, living all sullied, married, ruined, kids fucked. I was fucked. Selfish, ego guy. I didn't even know who I was. Looking back now, man, I had to go through that point to get to this point. And it's the most amazing thing ever. But it stems from all this gear goes back when we're kids. I mean, all the gear we build up for our life all stems out, overflows into taking drugs and hiding from all that gear, you know what I mean? We can't express it in a way that we should express it, face it.
Not being able to sit with ourselves.
Yeah, you go through life experiencing different things, and then they have an effect on how you perceive the world growing up.
Our ego develops.
And actually, your ego develops from that.
From when your kid's being told this, if you
society
abuse,
to conform.
Yeah, whatever it may be, violence, whatever it is, yeah. So it skews your perception of the world.
So for me, I had family members on drugs, and I know that I was always going to get on drugs. Maybe not the drugs they were on, but my ego self-judging them for taking that shit. I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I'm going out there wrong, but I'm right. Come on, it's a mad world. It's a mad world we live in. You realise we're all insane. The mind is we're all fucked.
Yeah, everybody is trapped in their mind.
All insane.
Constantly worrying about what has happened or what might happen down the line. And none of these two places exist. And there's only now.
Until you have your separation from mind and body, you're always going to be insane.
And that's what DMT does. It separates your soul from your mind. You realise that you're not there. Not trapped in there, innit?
So you got your subconscious mind, like when you're falling asleep, when you're not thinking about something, when there's nothing on your mind, that's your subconscious mind. Then you've got your thinking mind, which is your ego. This is what we're engaging with all day when we're walking around talking to people. Like this, any fear that we experience is our ego telling us there might be a dangerous situation there. Our ego's there to keep us safe. Like, it goes back to when we was in the caves and that, and the ego's is always looking for a way
to keep you comfortable,
yeah,
and avoid any growth. And it would see danger back then, yeah. Now it'd be growth, yeah.
But it sees change as danger. Now change is danger. So we go around in a circle, and life should be a spiral. We should be aiming to get to the middle, to the end of our journey, and we end up on a circle, and we've got to find a way to get into the next level.
See, because we don't understand, because our perception of the world is skewed by the shit we go through. As kids and growing up,
the trauma.
So we don't understand what being happy is. We don't understand. None of us really understand what happiness is. So you chase things outside of yourself to make you happy, whether it be drugs, women, clothes, whatever, people like kettles, whatever it may be. But you're chasing something outside yourself to make yourself feel happy.
It's not real.
But it's not real.
Yeah. When I get this, I'll be happy. When I get this, I'll be happy. But if you're chasing something, you'll never get there. That you got to stop, and happiness is within you.
Which is why for the likes of us, it was just like mad weekends and nights out. and everything that goes with
Madness,
it.
isn't it?
Madness that goes with it. But then that turns into like, well, we'll celebrate this. Something goes wrong, you have a booze.
Everything.
You know what I mean? You have a bad day,
right.
you have a booze.
DMT showed me what love was.
Yeah.
Showed me what love is. That's what it showed me.
Unconditional love with
To
everything.
yourself, innit?
Forgive
Like,
yourself.
loving yourself from within. When you get that, and you can give love. Until you love yourself inside of there, it's hard to love anything else. I've found anyway, if you know what I mean. But this lit it up. It's showing me self-love, self-care. You know what I mean? How to be happy and control, being a bit more control of my mind. It's opened up other avenues of breathing, breath work we do,
It's like
cold water therapy.
It's led us to find ways to maintain our happiness.
Because happiness is already inside us, but our mind lets that be taken away from us. So something might piss you off, but you're letting that annoy you. You're letting that take your happiness
It's
away.
your reaction to it,
It's
not
your
the
reaction
actual
to
event.
it, yeah.
The event is just the event. Unless we put our attachment to it, it's just an event. And we tend to put significance on things that aren't, in the bigger scheme of things, it don't matter. They say if it doesn't matter in 5 years, don't worry about it for more than 5 minutes. It's the same, it's the same thing. We try, we do things to maintain our happiness. We do cold water therapy, we do breath work, we do meditation, candle gazing. We do, like, this sounds like madness for what we was doing a couple of years ago together. We was not going on to our missuses together and things like that. So
weekends together.
Yeah. And now we're going out on a Sunday morning and going dipping in the Lido for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just to kill the income, innit? You know what I mean?
Raise our vibration.
To raise the vibration. Because when I first smoked the DMT, the experience from it was that I was taken back to the beginning of everything. And before I smoked it, I had no, there was no God, there was nothing like that. If I was listening to people talk about meditation, I'd have thought they was talking bollocks. Anything like that. And I smoked it and I watched the world around me crumble and disintegrate, and I thought I was dying. And all of a sudden I let go and I surrendered to something that was bigger than me, more powerful than me. And when I done that, it took me back to the beginning. I was in nothingness, looking at a vibration, and I knew that it was the universe's vibration, like God's vibration of love.
Energy, bro.
Yeah, energy. And I understood that this energy was in me and that I was God, and that this energy is in everyone and everything, and everyone and everything is God. And that there's a vibration to life. And the highest frequency of vibration is love. And that's the only thing that matters. That's the most important thing. It's the only thing that's real. Everything else is an illusion. That's a bit hard to do. So DMT, it stands for
dimethyltryptamine.
There you go. So you've got a version that comes from the Saharan desert toad. It excretes it like a poison from glands. Or there's another way you can extract it from certain plants. Main ones, Mimosa hostilis. That's extracted from the bark. There's a synthesized version of the 5-MeO, which is the DMT from the toad is DMT 5-MeO, but you can get a synthesized version of that. You could say that a bad side would be when you're having that ego death or ego dissolution, or whatever you want to call it, because that's scary. Yeah, I thought I was dying, and I watched.
We have the bad part when we do the tabs.
But
that's the bad part.
Everyone's different. But watching the world crumble around me and everything disintegrate and thinking that I'm dying was scary. But
not bad.
It was scary. But what I'm about to say is that I cannot find any negative. Since I've done it, my whole life has changed so positively. It's unreal. I didn't know what happiness was, and I do now.
You might die of astonishment. That's that. It's so profound. It's what it's what nature's given us to reset us from what society has.
To heal ourselves as well.
It made me understand what God is.
Innit?
It's just mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Well, you can start by this. The chemical compound of every cell atom on the planet starts DMT. That's the chemical compound of everything. It's the God molecule. It's what connects everything. It's in everything. It's in this chair. It's in this plastic bottle. It's in that plug socket. It's in you, me, everything, every animal, every tree, everything that's created, everything that will be created. Is the compound of it is DMT. That's how it starts, and then it will go on a molecular formation.
But half for me is just energy.
Yeah.
God is energy.
Yeah, it's an energy
of everything.
Like I grew up
energy of everything.
Catholic school being told God's a man up in the sky. Yeah.
God is just energy, and what we've done is been able to tap into that.
And this energy,
away our ego, getting our minds right, getting our bodies right, raising our vibrations. That's why we can connect now. So that's why once you can connect, that's why you meditate now, because we can connect.
And the source energy.
Before we knew that, we wouldn't be able to connect to this. I guess we didn't even know it existed. I've seen it.
The source energy as well. That's what's truly in us. That's what's really inside us, inside the meat suit that we're in. And that energy is all the same, and it's the same energy that is God. And that's how, like, we are all the same thing, just walking around in different outfits.
The main.
I heard, was it Alan Watts explained it as this you're the universe experiencing itself within itself, if you can get your head around that. But we're all the same thing, having a different experience, if that makes sense.
So it's like we're all little dots on a hologram, but just with one picture.
Yeah. Or different waves in the same ocean.
We're the wave. We're drops in the ocean, but we're all part of it.
All that same ocean.
And that's just
everything and nothing, isn't it?
everything. Yeah. So, with the actual DMT experience, it was quite difficult to explain, but we're going to have a go at trying to tell you our own experiences with it. Royland went first, so right there.
The first time I did it, the world changed. It looked different that first morning I did it. Literally, sad change shifted in me.
But before you did it, what was the build up to the process of the actual, before you actually gone in? What did you have to do?
In what sense?
Like not eating meat for the week before, and
no, nothing like that.
Any preparation?
I was boozing the night before. I was at it the night before. Then I came around that Monday, in Wills, and they just had.
Because Wills happened to have it, didn't he?
Yeah, Wills was in King's Cross at the time.
Yeah.
They just came around, they didn't have, dinners bow out and fucking. And I was thinking, oh mate, this cunt's got to go in. He's driving me mad. Get this bow out, I'm thinking, shit, I just want to do it. Get the vibration right, and I understood it and all that.
So but how did you set the mood? Like with it, what was the process? The tabs or?
We didn't do no tabs the first time.
No,
we just done the DMT the first time.
Did you do any breathing before?
No, nothing. We just done dinner, got his bowl out, and got the vibration right, and then for me it was every time I've done it, it showed me what I need to do next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I done the Dumta the first time, it just lit me up and pulled me through, showed me at first I was on an operating table, and it was, these things were taking stuff, I was moving about, I was laughing, it was mad. And then I was just taking lots of acid and lots of mushrooms for the overcome within it.
Yeah.
Just tripping, Damien Dinner just tripping, fucking wonderfulness. And then that moment once when everything just clicked. I got everything, I don't even know how, it just clicked. I stopped drinking, stopped eating meat, started doing it all clicked. I don't know how, why, it just, you know what I mean? It just tells me what I need to do.
Yeah, what did you actually see when you went there the first time?
I was like entities, I was getting on the table, laying down, they was above me, and I was pulling things out of me. And
entities, that beings, they're like
celestials, I don't know, it was black and shadowy and just I was shit myself, but then I was like, relax, you have to let go. And then it was helping me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Helping me through things. And I've had loads of visions, people coming to me and giving me, I remember I had visions of eating something. Like something giving me in my mind, but I have to eat it, I don't even know what it is.
Take your medicine.
I've gone back in time, you know what I mean? I've gone fucking through Aztec, I've seen warriors running towards me, it's just everything I need, it just gives me the, I don't know, it's just inner, what is it you say? Inner source, inner knowledge, innit?
Yeah.
Inner knowledge.
Connection, innit?
Yeah, inner source of knowledge.
It's inner knowledge.
For me, what I saw symbols of all ancient cultures. I'm talking Mayan, Aztec, Egyptian, Chinese, all different symbols. And what I understood was the source of all knowledge and all creation. It was a source of creativity, and it was like a rainbow wall. It took me, because there's different levels, there's different places that you get shot to. This is what we're saying about we have different visions. So some are more profound than others. Some people see family members and things like that. Like the first time I done it, I saw a rainbow wall with all different animals coming out of the rainbow. It was like a waterfall, and then I got took on a waterfall like I was on a ride, and the music that was playing was just drifting me through this rainbow river to this like patterned rainbow machine that was moving and it let me into the center of the machine, and it stopped and opened up and telepathically spoke to the core, which I understood was the source, which is God. And when I spoke to God, what I understood as God, he said that I am him and he is me, and we're all God, that he's in us all. Like, we are all from that source. We're all from the same source of energy.
That's all we are, source energy.
When I came back, it was like, wow, what it was so profound and deep. And that was on a Changa joint. That wasn't even on that was at his house. Yeah, that wasn't even on a pipe, and that was one of the most beautiful things that I'd ever experienced. And like I was overwhelmed when I come back. The first thing I said was, "I'm God." And someone else went, "Yeah, me too." I went, "Yeah, I know that." I was so excited. And when I went for a walk the next day, like the flowers looked different, the trees looked different, the clouds looked different, the air looked different. I just felt so connected to everything, and that feeling that fades. That feeling fades away over time, but there's ways of cultivating.
Your ego comes back into play.
Yeah, there's ways of cultivating that feeling, like the meditation that we do, like the hard exercise that I put myself through. Like it's the hard stuff that you do is the reward that you get afterwards, and it just showed me different things about myself. But the more profound time for me was when we was at your house, when something took over me and something come out of me, and I got sick in a bucket. The way I was getting sick in a bucket, I was choking on something, and when it come out of me, it was a black ball of electric energy barking at me like a rabid dog, trying to get back at me, trying to get back into me. And as I understood it, it was showing me my anger, what I'd been projecting onto everybody around me. Do you know what I mean? I might not actually physically touch them, but my anger was that violent, scary thing in a bucket, which is what I'd been projecting onto people all these years. And I felt like something had come out of me that had been sitting on my soul for a long time, and that was with the PTSD. I was in such a low vibration. Like, from what I've seen, there are entities out there that are not of this earth.
3D world.
Of this.
It's three-dimensional world.
Yeah, and things can't. When you're in a low vibration, you're attracting things, and like the amount of drugs that I was doing. And the amount of days I was doing it, and I was getting into psychosis, So yeah, anything could have got into me. And that day I felt like it came out of me, and it was such a relief. Like I was like almost like like give birth. Like got it is out of me, and from then I felt more in control of my emotions. But obviously you have to work on it with the breathing and stuff.
Yeah.
But
we've all had that ego death, I mean, that's the difference. We've all had that moment where we realise that we're everything.
yeah,
we're not nothing. We're everything and nothing.
You need to have that ego death. You need to have that separation from the mind.
yeah.
And you can't navigate until you've had that.
It's hard to explain it to people that haven't experienced ego death. Well, I think I don't call it ego death personally. I felt like it was my awakening to my ego.
Yeah, people like ego dissolution, don't they?
Because it's still awareness.
You're aware of it from that point onwards.
Because I could still use him sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
It's a separate entity, didn't you?
From that point onwards, you can watch your thoughts.
Yeah.
You understand? Once you're aware of your thoughts.
Yes. And that you're not them.
Yeah. You are separate from them.
So you can think something that will take you like something negative, a negative thought, but then you realise that that's your egoless.
And you can change the channel.
Yeah, and you change it, and
And think
Turn that
positive.
negative into a positive, exactly that.
Vibration.
yeah.
That's where your awareness comes on. Once you're aware, it's the magic.
Yeah.
What was your experience like?
Yeah, so mine, I was taken back to the beginning of everything and looking at in the middle of blackness, looking at the universal's or God's vibration of love. And I knew this vibration was God's vibration, that it was in me, and I knew that I was God. And I knew that the vibration was in everyone and everything, and everyone and everything is God. And it's the vibration of love. And when I realised that love is the only thing that's real and the only thing that's important, where I was sort of split in two, and I see colours and patterns that I couldn't describe to you, colours that I've never seen before. It just come pouring at me, and all I could feel was unconditional love. And then, like, same with these, like from that point, from the next day, I had no desire for alcohol, cocaine, or meat. And I was aware from that point of the things that would raise or lower my vibration.
Yeah.
So you can be you can be having pissed off or something, and realise that that's your ego attaching itself to something, and you can go and meditate or go and cold water swim or even play certain music, and it will raise your vibration. And it's funny as well, because like the music thing, like, I can't even listen to certain like rap, hip hop now that I would love listening to, because it's the negativity in it.
Yeah.
It's low frequency.
Yeah.
Like you can hear it.
Oh, mate.
I haven't watched telly since either. But I watch it. It'll be on in my house with my kids and that. But you can hear the bullshit through the telly. You can't you?
Yeah.
Like you're aware of programming around you from that point onwards.
You realise that everything's trying to drag you down. Like, everything, everywhere you go, everything's trying to drag you down, and it's your job to be aware of it and bring yourself back up.
Back up from it, yeah.
Well, not attached to it, innit? You know
Because the whole system is set up on keeping your frequency low, keeping your frequency down, making you feel like you're not enough, or you ain't got enough, or you're not doing enough, or whatever it may be.
Judgmental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Society's made people judgmental, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it always leads you back to wanting to chase, like your ego will want to chase something outside itself to bring you back into your comfort zone and cheer yourself up.
Yeah.
But all them things they're not real.
They're
not real.
gratification.
Yeah, short-term pat on the back.
Yeah.
Which is what I used to do when I was boozing.
Well, like
I've been at work all week. I'm entitled to sit there with a bottle of rum and a big brief, you know. Well, I've done my bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you weren't present with them anymore, was you?
Never.
No, mate, not even with yourself.
The craziest thing is though, like when I say to my kids now, like what's changed, they don't really, they say when something's changed and everything's happier, but they can't put their finger on what. And again, it's the frequency in my home's changed.
Exactly that. My boy said it.
And I'm present with them.
What did you see when you went?
Oh, when I went, yeah, that was I didn't know nothing about it. all I see was Connor at a wedding, and that was it. He was lit up, and I said, "That's it. I'll have what you got there." You know what I mean? And then I was lit up, innit? You know what I mean?
But what did you see when you went?
When I went there, mate, it was in the split seconds and like that. There's so much. It's like it's coming at you. But then days afterwards, that visualisation will come back, and you can lie on. What I would say, my experience was like the Teletubbies, when my little boy watches, the Ninky Knock. Yeah, it was like that, with all wicked pinks and greens and spinning round, and then on the second one that I've done, that was the one that took me, mate. You know what I mean? That was the one that.
Oh, you started the Chenga first.
We said the Chenga, then we done the quiet, and then we done another Chenga, didn't we? And then
then a Chenga joint, a Chenga pipe, and then
that's
a
right.
pipe.
That was it. Yeah. And that was, mate. That took me. All I can remember at the end, Jen, is these like cartoon characters. It was like the Yellow Submarine. You know the Beatles, you know, like the little Wenty things in that, it was like them, they were there.
What do you think they were doing?
And they had this like big black sort of pipe there, and like, you know, like a sucker upper or something like that, and they had it, and then and they were like sort of darkish colour, but everything was bright pink, greens, and then all of a sudden, it was like something come down, I grabbed it, and then I went through this like nothing hole, and then I was like, nothing. Everything and nothing, you know what I mean? And then when you said it to me before I'd done it, we're everything and nothing, I was thinking, fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
And then I think a couple of days later I put on a text, we're everything and nothing, like, I got it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a vessel, I'm a spirit in this body, soul. And that soul, you know what I mean?
Source energy in a meat suit.
And when people say that they're in hospital beds and they have that out-body experience, it's your soul leaving your body for that moment, It's like what you said, this is vessels we're in. This is here why we're on this planet, We're not on this planet forever, so you know what I mean? But our soul lives forever. That's what I've seen, you know what I mean? That their souls, it's real. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no figment of my imagination, Because whatever these things happen, I've never thought about these things, never seen these things before in my life, but they're here to help. And then when we was up the pool, up Hampstead that time, and we had the Changa, didn't we? We watched the sunrise and all that,
Mate, it's beautiful.
And then I got a bit and then when I jumped in the cold pool, I held on the side, and when I shut my eyes, it just became a palace, a red and golden palace. Nearly let go. This is in cold water, and I thought, this was like half hour afterwards or something, you know what I mean? And it was like...
That was when I saw Ganesh.
Yeah, innit? You know what I mean?
I saw Ganesh in the Golden Palace. Also, another thing what I saw when we smoked a Changa joint around yours, it was nearly 8 for the 8th portal, which when I done research afterwards, I've realised it relates back to ancient Egypt. It's 8th of August, 8 for the 8th portal, and when I done the joint, I got swept through the body of a sphinx, and then there was all people working inside. It was lit up. There was people walking around, but I was flying around this sphinx, and then I got under the body of the sphinx into the pyramid, and I got shot up through the pyramid, and as I was getting shot up, I could see the stars shooting past me. They're like laser beams, and then I got shot up into like a celestial palace in the sky, and there was like unicorns and angels just everywhere, and I don't even. What did they? Was there Heavenly Kingdom or something? When I looked into it afterwards, they said there's a place called the Heavenly Kingdom, and it was. So there's different levels where you go to in these places, and I think it has something to do with the astrology as well. What experience that you have when you do it. And we normally do it on a full moon.
Everything's connected.
I mean, how close to
Energy
nature
sort-
do you feel now? Like,
So,
how close
yeah.
to nature?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is where my comfort zone is, in nature, walking through parks with trees, and well, I'm blessed I've got the job of a gardener, you know what I mean? But, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it being there when the smell, you never experienced that, did we, before you done it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well aware of it, yeah.
No, your blinkers were up like that. It's like the world opens up, isn't it? And spun upside down, mate.
Yeah, the real world opens up, sure.
Isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the other bullshit don't matter.
It don't, does it?
Doesn't matter. Like, and then when you start taking where something matters or not, then you're taking the significance out of it. And when you take the significance out of it, it doesn't matter anymore. Do you know what I mean? And you can learn, and the things that used to piss you off don't piss you off no more. You just end up being happier because you're not worried about the small stuff that you was driving yourself mad about every day.
Yeah, exactly that. It's like signs, isn't it? Like numbers, things like that now you're aware of.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
like
mean? You weren't aware of them before.
There's messages in numbers. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like with the breathing, innit, the breath work, like I find that and I like the Wim Hof and that we do, and sort of cold water therapy. To me, that's
sometimes when you do the breathing, you see some of the colours what you you see when you go on these journeys. What you go on when you take one of these psychedelics.
The more frequent you do it, innit, the more like you do candle gazing, mate. Your Rajna chakra just lights up. You know what I mean? Innit? It's like.
It blew me away how from the very next day, like meditation, like made sense to me.
Yeah.
Like I knew nothing about anything like this. Yeah, everyone's different, innit? I was lucky that from that first go, so much made sense to me, and that connection to your breath. That the breath connection to source, and you can meditate that. So the sensation you get from a Chenga joint. So like Chenga's DMT infused in certain other plants, and it sort of slows the DMT down, and it sort of takes you into like a deep meditation. But the sensation that I get from that oneness with everything around me, that connected to everyone, everything, like I can get that now through meditation. Yeah. And it's like it opened up a world to me and showed me, look, you're wasting your time with all this. This is what you can do. This is what's really going around you.
Truly happy from
that
it.
you can connect to. Yeah.
You're in a self, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Blown me
your higher self.
Your higher self, innit?
Your higher self. That's what I keep. Like the ego and the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is your higher self. It's what you're like. When you do something that's wrong, you feel like nervous. So that's your higher self telling you don't do this. You're not meant to be doing this. And that I'm more in tune with it. That what I should and shouldn't be doing now. I always knew what was right and wrong. But I still did. I still did the wrong stuff anyway. But now I know that I'll feel. That's going to put me in a low vibration because I'm going to feel guilty about it. The karma's going to be me thinking about it and how I'm going to try and suppress those feelings and what negative journey or spiral is going to send me on. So I don't entertain it.
No, and before it, I couldn't sit with things. Now I can sit with a problem and then wait for it to unravel itself. And the answers that come, you know what I mean? Like,
that's gone wrong.
And they're feeling like uncomfortable for days on end. It's a disaster, and it ain't. It's like, all right, I've put that to one side now. That's to one side. I ain't got to worry. I've got to let go of that and deal with it when I want it. You know what I mean? I'm able to now. I couldn't do that even with all the AA I've done. I struggled with it. You know what I mean? A
couple of things what stuck with me which helped with that was the few little sayings what they told me as I was doing it that day. They told me a few things that you are where you're meant to be at all times. Everything that you've happened or been through in your life has led you to this moment.
Meant to happen.
And it's led me to here today because I had to go through that to experience this DMT, to see the light, to be able to try and show the light to somebody else. and it wouldn't have happened.
No blame, no judgment.
Yeah. So you are where you're meant to be at all times, and that is comforting. So even if it's shit, you're meant to be there. You're meant to experience it. So you feeling that, why is it happening to me? Ain't gonna help the situation. It doesn't get you through.
How you react to that, the frequency in which you react to that, will determine how that pans out.
Yeah.
Obstacles to wait.
Yeah.
It's even like today out here, weren't it?
What's that?
It's even today out here.
Yeah,
You've done the wrong turn,
yeah.
you drove round.
Got a parking space
right outside, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I said, look, of course it is. The universe provided.
Yeah, it was already written, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you connect to it.
But it's like to find answers. They're not no answers are external, and I mean any answers. Like you want an answer to something, you go and meditate and forget what you're thinking about, and then when you come back, it will come to you. Where you've got to look, and you'll find the answer. But you need to separate yourself from the outside,
clear your mind,
and everything's with it, and then you'll find a clear path to what you want. Do you know what I mean? Or if it's not, you're not going to get what you want. You'll get what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, all soundtracks by DMT.
Yeah, that really helped me. You are where you're meant to be, and rushing is violence, because I used to rush everywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
And for an angry person, that helped a lot. I didn't realise I was making everything worse by rushing. So of course I was going to be angry. I'm trying to fucking get where I'm going quicker than everybody else. So I'm barging people out of the way, getting into fights, and I couldn't even get on the tube without having a punch up. Do you know what I mean? It was getting beyond a joke at one stage.
It's basically again being caught up in the mind, that ego, and reacting on that ego.
Yeah.
So it's not going to work out.
Yeah. So just slow down. I just realised you are where you're meant to be. that really helped me a lot.
I know it does me, mate. I do that. Like, I'm rushing is violence, mate. I said today on the way down here, didn't it? Where we had that conversation. Fella rushing about work, tripped over, and then I just said, slow down.
Yeah.
Like, rushing ain't gonna get much more done here.
Whereas
like,
before you would have got angry at it, right?
Yeah, I'd have gone,
and chased the feeling.
This is you know what I mean? Like, I just tripped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be more careful.
That's what society is, and again, that's what it's all about. Rush.
Yeah.
Quick.
Got to get there done.
Everyone got to quickly get to the end.
No patience for nothing, innit? You know
no
what I mean?
patience for anything. And everyone's
No tolerance.
around for nothing.
And no tolerance of people, innit? No tolerance.
Yeah, this is it. It's all easy, doesn't it?
You know what I mean?
I think what's beautiful about this DMT thing as well, like when all the people that have done it, they have all gone off on their own little way. Like what did you say?
Yeah, you would go through the same gate at the park, didn't you? But everyone goes off to their own different path. But ultimately, you all come back to that other gate to walk out the other side, didn't you? You know what I'm saying? And then we all learn off each other, don't we? Like, you might be doing something, I'll give that a go, you know what I mean? Like,
and we're all fine.
Yeah, and everyone's got that, you're all teaching each other, all helping each other along. But it also, where it puts you in touch with your true self, like your soul, it speaks to you through that, and it sort of just tells you what you need to do. Like, you focus on yourself and do everything that's positive for yourself. And that has a ripple effect to the people around you.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. Profound, isn't it? You know what I mean?
But and still me, I still lose my temper from time to time, and today's not a good day. But sometimes you have to, it's boundaries, do you know what I mean? The more you be nice, sometimes the more people take the piss, and you have to reaffirm the boundaries.
Remember, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what we know, so you can't be mad at them.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them, I just...
They don't know.
But that's the thing, like, no one's going to be perfect, but it's the fact that we're aware of that ego and we can learn for ourselves, can't we? You know what I mean? It's being aware of the ego, you can learn. Where's that one, Pastor?
That's what Fee said, that really, if you go ignorant, they're ignorant, you can't blame them.
Yeah. But the thing is as well, one thing I was made aware of is that, which is helpful as well, is that everybody's at their own level. Like anybody's got that you meet in the street that's angry or they're going through their own shit. You know what I mean? It's probably not about you. Whereas I used to take everything personal. So you kind of accept and you give people a bit more.
It is, it's accepting situations a lot easier, isn't it? I find, you know what I mean? Since I've done it, I can go, right, that's it.
No one just get, that's what I mean, you can't give in on the power to get you in that
Ah,
yeah.
You don't give them the privilege, innit?
When you take
That's what I was about to say
your-
the room the other day. They said, the guy I was asking, yeah, do you get angry? And he said, I won't let someone have that privilege. You know what I mean?
That's it.
And that resonated, mate, you know what I mean? Like,
no one should get you angry, that's the key.
yeah,
if you-
you're getting yourself angry.
Yeah, no
If
one
you
can.
let go of our attachments, yeah, and whatever outside influences, yeah, we're happy from day one. It's like you look at kids. Kids are all born. Everyone's born and happy. Like kids are happy, aren't they? It's just the outside bullshit.
Society
The ego
and trauma, and it happens.
Oh yeah, cool. That's what I'm saying. And the outside influences come in.
They just can't,
and
they just don't know how to express it as kids. So when you can't express as a kid, that's when it spills over into fucking avoidance and anxiety. And
oh yeah, of course, yeah.
addiction.
So you start off as a little kid playing, man, and everything's just simple and happy, isn't it? And then everything else, like the gears thrown at you from wherever it comes from.
Go
As a
nursery,
kid,
The
you got
vibration you're born into is going to fuck you. For me, no doubt, when my mum was in the way she going through, I was feeling her energy. So no doubt, I was always inevitably going to be that way because I knew no different. You know what I'm saying? So I was always going to follow that trend because it's the vibration you're in. You know what I mean?
Everyone definitely needs to do a DMT, yeah, the whole world does.
If you're struggling out there and you've got...
Whether you're struggling or not, to
if you're not struggling, if you just
to see through the illusion of bullshit,
struggling, no struggling, everyone needs that separation. Just try it.
and find out what you really are.
The Great Reset is DMT.